authors. Yay, 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 yay. I hear myself on your feed as well. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so it is
Welcome to the world at
working.
exactly I hear myself on your feed as well. Hour is
Yeah,
done.
so
I'm
it
going to
is
invite you to the world at
working.
exactly
I'm
turn down
gonna
your
mute myself
Facebook
right now.
volume,
It is
Nathalie, if that's
working.
possible. Turn down
I'm gonna
your
mute myself right
Facebook
now.
volume,
It is
Nathalie, if that's
working.
possible, because I got
I'm
that.
gonna mute myself right now.
Volume,
It is
Nathalie, if that's possible,
working.
because I got
I'm gonna
that.
mute myself right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I turned it off so that we are
Okay,
not
wonderful. That sounds
hearing me
awesome.
in the
All
background.
right, my
There you
friends,
go.
I am looking at our Facebook live stream. I'm hearing all that double talk, and people are just going to be saying, is that the whole time? Just little intro music, yay! We'd love to thank our friends at Power Music for providing that royalty-free and approved and licensed music. So when we do something on Facebook Live or in real time or save the recordings, everything stays there. My friends, as a cisgender male, I don't always appreciate the fact that I can say I've given birth, but I've given birth. And some of my friends have given birth to new books. It seems these days that everyone has a book, right? And I really applaud people who have written more than one. My first guest in this series of Authors Nook or Author's Corner, Nathalie, my discovery of the year 2 years ago as an internationally renowned multilingual presenter. She has 39 books. I think what I'm going to talk about today is her 40th book. It's incredible. And all I know, Nathalie, is I write one sentence of a tweet and the haters are going to take me down. You gotta love the people who actually conquer their fears and write a whole book. I can't get out 2 sentences without going into major world hate from the Twitter haters out there, right? Oh my gosh, it's incredible. Where are you and what time is it?
It is 6 a.m. Lawrence, I'm so excited. Thank you for inviting me. I am in California. I am in Palm Desert here for 2 months, well, about 10 weeks, as we try to escape the Canadian weather. I'm from Vancouver, from Quebec originally, but I live in Vancouver now on the West Coast.
Oh my gosh, and how is your French?
My French. Well, I have to say that I'm still working on my English. My French is perfect.
I'm joking.
I know you are.
Most people ask you all the time, how's your English, right? I just thought I would turn the tables because you are completely bilingual. And I think you speak a few other languages as well, which is also incredible because I don't know of a lot of Americans who can speak American, let alone English. Oh my goodness. I mean that in the nicest possible way, of course. How's life since giving birth to this new book? I have my own copy. I love your cover. I love the back cover. I love the fact that it is not your first book by any means. You are full of series. Think yourself blank. Think yourself smart, think yourself full of hair, think yourself witty, think yourself young, think yourself small-nosed, think yourself all those things that I've internalized and digested and read moving forward. Think yourself confident, think yourself successful, and now think yourself, a brand new book in your series. When did you finish writing this? I know it's out now. When did you finish writing it? Sometimes we give birth to things that take years, and sometimes geez, it came out yesterday and I finished it on Friday.
Exactly. It took 3 years to write. I was taking my sweet time on this one. It is my signature book because as a confidence expert, it is not my 40th book. It is my 17th book. But after 16, I thought it's about time I have a book on confidence because that's my main topic. What's happening? So I really wanted that one to be better. I had this syndrome of never wanting to let it go to the world, thinking there's more, wait, one more thing, wait, wait, one more, right? And then I got a contract. So it took me 3 years. And then in November, I get a contract for January and they want to buy a book for the audience. So now I say, oh, sure, no problem. I hang up the phone and I'm like, ooh, I'm in trouble. Now I have to finish it. So I spent intensive November, December finishing the book, released it December 23rd, and then had it printed on time for January. But I only did the launch in February, like official launch of
Okay.
the book in February.
Well, I'm very
Yeah.
happy to hear that your book, like I, is a Capricorn, finished in December, right around the time of Christmas, even though if it comes out like a Pisces. Before we talk a little bit more about your book, Nathalie, I love reading bios and I love reading the back covers of books. And sometimes when you've been in the industry with as many books as you and I have together, oh my goodness, it becomes just one more because it's just us and it's just Facebook Live and not Facebook Dead. Could you tell our viewers something about you that we would never find out by reading your book bio?
Uh-huh. Um, as a confidence expert, I tend to be confident, but it was not always the case. About 20 years ago, moved from small town in Quebec City into downtown Toronto, which is a big city in Canada, and started working in a gym. I don't know if you've been in a position where nobody knows you, you have no friends, you're no good.
Welcome to
So
2023.
exactly. So how do you go from begging your boss from pulling your classes from the schedule because you only have 2 participants in your classes to becoming instructor of the year for Canada less than a year later? So I'll tell you the story, what happened. The
Please.
gym was introducing a new dance program. And people didn't know that, but I had danced in a troupe for 10 years, so I kind of knew how to dance. I put my hand up. So picture yourself, you're on stage in front of 100 instructors who get introduced that new program. And they're all better than you. You're super intimidated. You're just about to cry. And then you think, I got this. And then you're giving it, and then and then you got it because all the faces turned towards you with a shocked look on their face because they had no idea you could dance like that. So following this presentation, I started to strut in the gym, putting my hand up to be team leader. My classes became packed because I was showing so much confidence. I could hear people whisper in the gym when I was walking in. So that performance had a huge impact on my confidence. But then a few weeks later, somebody corners me in the change room and says, Nathalie, I have to tell you, we started respecting you after what happened to you on that day because, it looked like it didn't bother you at all. And then I'm like, what do you mean? Then what was she talking about? Well, Lawrence, it turns out I had a wardrobe malfunction on that day. And one of my breasts had been sticking out the whole time during the performance. That's why they were looking at me with a shocked look on their face. But I was responding to a different story in my head.
Right.
So what happened is that in my head, I thought I was rocking it. And that's why. So then one of the most embarrassing moments of my life could have totally killed the rest of it, right?
Sure.
The rest of my career.
It was a catalyst for the rest of your career.
Exactly. So yeah, fun fact, I was not always confident at all. and number 2, you need to make the story in your head that will serve you, because at the end, it didn't matter what happened. Because when she told me, I wanted to disappear. But after that, I thought, well, it's too late now. I'm the queen of the gym. I mean,
right.
Whatever.
Oh my gosh. Good for you for rising above. And I can just imagine that your Lord's prayer on that day was, give us today our daily breast, after the world had seen one of yours. Because, yeah, give us the other one. Let me ask you now, Nathalie, more of the traditional question for an author. You're in an elevator with me. We're going up 20 floors with no stop. You have about a minute. You have a new book. And you're going to tell me the elevator pitch. Why do I need to buy and read Think Yourself Confident?
Well, research showed that 85% of people lack of self-confidence and 70% of our thoughts are negative. Like, we don't talk to other people like that. Oh, you look fat. Oh, you're starting your business. It's never going to work. You're not good enough. But we talk to ourselves like that. So knowing information is cool, but not doing it is like not knowing at all. So this book teaches you 15 steps to reprogram the 6 layers of your brain in order to actually make a change and turn off that negative self-talk in your head.
I love that. I love numbers. I love that I'm going to get all those 20 things and the 6 things and the layers of my brain. I'm not really sure if my brain has any layers at all on some days, but I will tell you that I have started. I love the picture of the stories of your personal assistant. I love the picture of the lion and the baby, and if you can dream it and if you can imagine it. And I love how you manage your message. Can you tell all our viewers why the topic of confidence is so timely for us now in fitness, in wellness, in spa, in hotel, in a new world of pandemic, post-pandemic mentality?
I have to say that it was not always the case. 20 years, well, maybe 15 years ago, I started speaking on confidence. I was not popular, honestly. But now it's the new black. People have understood that it's not enough, um, especially in the fitness industry. It's not enough to exercise and to eat well. You need to also change your mindset. And mindset is very popular now. I was just even contacted um, about 6 months ago to write a chapter in Jim Britt's and Kevin Harrington's book from the Shark Tank, and it's endorsed by Tony Robbins. Like highly successful people in the major leagues have understood that mindset is everything, because you can acquire all the skills that you can possibly think of and have so much knowledge, but if you have a limiting belief that you're not good enough, you're never going to apply this knowledge. You're never going to be confident and feel it inside you. So confidence is the base of everything. And I'm blessed right now that my topic is on everybody's lips. Like everybody's
Absolutely.
talking
We
about
have
it.
this mentality where we know now, we won't wake up and say, today's the day I feel confident. I will turn on my Instagram live even without a filter. That day never comes. You just have to do it. And with your steps, you help me get out of my own way. And you also help me worry about less about the fear, because haters are always going to hate. When anybody, if I were to have a tombstone and a grave, I probably will have neither. There'll always be someone who's going to come and put a flower. That will be my mom. And there'll always be someone who's going to spit. There's always going to be the haters, and there are always going to be the people who say, oh my God, your message is incredible. When you write a book, or many dozens like you have to step out of your own way of modesty to say I'm an industry expert, because I don't want to read a book by someone who says, maybe sometimes I got the grocery shopping hack under control. I want you to tell me, like the people I follow on Instagram, what's the direct way? What's the key answer? What makes you an industry subject matter expert, Nathalie, on confidence, throwing modesty aside? Tell us.
Um, the first step is I've been there. Small town girl. I didn't even speak
Exactly.
English. The voice in my head was telling me, "You want to speak in English? Like be a speaker? You want to write books in English? It's never going to work. You're not good enough." And I needed to figure out a way to shut down this voice inside my head. And I studied neuroscience. I have based all my DNA system, all the systems that I'm using in the book are based on science. Now, it's great to study this, to read hundreds of books and to learn, but my biggest study are my clients.
Right.
Because my clients have taught me the most, because I have tons of case studies in my book, which I show in real life. How do you apply this knowledge? So
Right.
really, how does that, I find that I'm an expert because I've tried it over and over and over on people, and it worked, and I'm showing it in the book.
Right.
Here's what this person was doing before, and here's how we fixed it and what was going on. So because I know it works, because I've done it
Correct.
hundreds
Thank
of
you.
times with clients.
And for our viewers who don't know, she's still being modest when she talks about her clients. They are names of corporations that are Canadian, US, and internationally based, and they are names of individuals that you know, love, and trust. And there are people who, like you and I, go every day in search of experts to help us grow and get out of our own way. Nathalie's being very modest, and when she says clients, that's sometimes groups of large corporations whose products you buy, like, and patronize every single day. Last question before I let you go, because it's important before we just go to where do we buy your book, because I'm so convinced in making myself at least appear more confident. What's one specific section of your book, Nathalie, that you're so proud of, that you're really happy to even extrapolate from your book and know stands alone really well?
Well, the case studies I find are really what I'm the most proud of.
Thank you. And I'm so glad on the case study of me that you changed my name and my gender, because it was so important. I was so nervous that you were
I have to
kidding.
say, can I just plug here something very important is your book. I have to say that Mere Planet of Fitness Possibility
Thank
is
you.
one huge case study of Shiva, which is the story. Well,
Right.
exactly, but
Thank
it
you.
is absolutely brilliant because
Thank you.
you can see your stuff. Like everybody can really fit. If you've been in the fitness industry, you fit in her shoes in so many ways. It's like you wrote a book about all my pet peeves. It is that. So the case study, because you can put yourself in the shoes of that girl. Well, Shiva is absolutely it is all of us. And
Thank you.
and
Oh, I
I
love
like
that.
so many
Can
things.
I quote you? Shiva is all of us. I love that. I have
Yeah,
goosebumps going down my back. There are a few other things
yeah,
running down my back right now as well.
yeah.
A microphone
I
cable and a
yeah,
cord and a box and a battery. But yes, thank you. Shiva is all of us.
yeah.
Tell me where you prefer, now that your book is available, where do you prefer we buy it, and in which format do you prefer we buy it? As you know, I have this copy,
You
and
have the
when people
paper
ask
copy.
me, my answer is I can help support my charity when you don't buy it on Amazon, because as you know, when people buy on Amazon, it might be really convenient, but the author's take home from Amazon is like 20 cents. In my case, I can't speak for others. It's ridiculous. It's lovely to say, oh, I'm on Amazon and everybody instant cachet, right? Or Apple Play or whatever. But I want you to go to my site and look at my pronouns. Pay me, not pay Amazon. Where do you prefer we buy it, and in which format?
I have to say that I am lucky enough that it doesn't matter to me. What
Lovely.
I would like you to do is buy it in a format that will make it easy for you, depending on the country you're in. If you're outside of Canada, it's not ideal for me to ship it in Africa for you, right? So buy it on Amazon. But if you go to thinkyourself.com/confidence book, thinkyourself.com/confidence book, there's two buttons there. One, buy it on my site, and the other one, click here to buy it on Amazon. The
Can I just
format,
ask you, and all of our millions of viewers tuning in worldwide, like Noelle and Pat and Janie and Marco and Norma and Betty, can you please type in the link that Nathalie is saying and tell us one more time? Think yourself.
thinkyourself.com/confidence book.
Thank you.
Think yourself, and now I can go add it to the thread
Thank
right
you.
after this too.
Speaking of which, if I didn't invite you, it was my bad. On our Facebook feed, on my Facebook, if you click the button share now, this whole thing, including comments, will show up. In most cases, including comments, will show up on your feed as well. And it's just another way to spread your message of your take-homes from some of your take-homes from your book. Thank you for that link, because that's a great great access from the author right to us. I appreciate that. Is there anything else you'd like to add about your book before I let you go and let you celebrate your midweek hump day on a Wednesday?
I have to say that we are all writing books, we are all reading books, and we We all have a message. And if you do have a message, if there is something that it is much easier than you think to write a book. And I'm sure that there's a book in every person. So please do it. Start writing, start blogging your way into your book. But there are so many messages that need to be said. So write it. It is, hey, French small town girl here. I've written 17 books. So you can do it.
And for information on coaching and mentoring and consulting in doing your first book, talk to Nathalie. She'll tell you what her initial consultation rates are. I happen to know that she'll have a 15-minute coffee virtual chat with you at no charge. What you can learn in 15 minutes at the rate that we speak is a lot. And then you'll figure out, do I want to go the pre-published way? Do I want to get the published way? Do I want to go the self-published way? Or are there other options now after pandemic as well? There's not one way to make bolognese pasta, and there is not one way to write a book either. Thank you for telling that. We all do have books, and it seems like in fitness, so many of my colleagues have books. I looked on Valentine's Day at my stack, Nathalie, and all the people that I know and like. I buy a lot of books, but of all of you, those that I know and like, I've got some books here. It's always more important for me to buy them than it is to have the time to read them. And I do go through them. I promise. Although we all have this little thing you might have heard of. It's called life. And it sort of has only a few hours in the day. As soon as y'all have a book, I go and I buy it and I drop the cash and I let the rest of the life fix itself out later at the pool with Biscuit, for example, a chapter a day. I love to do audiobooks when I do dishes. Yes, I do my own dishes. And then when I find that there's another book out, I buy it. And I was looking at my pile on Valentine's Day. This is half of just today's Facebook Lives, right? I said, I have to get these authors to talk about their books because no one wakes up and says, how can I promote Lawrence's new book? I want to do for others what I wish somebody would do for me. Come and talk about your book.
I was just about to say, I've got 2 pages of notes on your book, and we need to reverse this and then do one. Like, I'm going to tell you my very, very favorite quote from your book. Opportunity is not a lengthy visitor. Oh my, it was absolutely amazing. Or they laugh at me because I was so different. So I laugh at them because they're all the same.
Thank you. Goosebumps.
Your book that we need to talk about.
Thank you. Well, the laughter came, Nathalie, after crying for years, that they would laugh at me because I was different, right? And do I want to spend the rest of my life being a victim and feel, cry, I'm so different? That's your USP. That's your unique selling point.
Yeah.
We all have accents. When people say you have a funny accent, well, I have an accent when I'm in the UK because I'm the crazy American, right? We all have accents. When people say, I love your accent, that's okay. I like the way you sound. That's okay. But not, you have an accent. That's not okay. Because we all have accents. And sometimes our accents make us really unique. Look at Charo. Do you know who Charo is? Cuchi from Spain. She's around the world. It's okay to say no. And on Instagram, from the Love Boat, from the last century, she would be nothing without her very thick accent, which is very thick. When you meet her in person, it's not quite as thick. It's part of her persona. And when you learn to celebrate that, there you sell more books, because you have to be into your little things and not care if they laugh or talk, or you show your nipples on your first day and then you have 17 books. I mean, really, to come full closure, I thank you. I am a fan. We are also friends, which is really nice. I can't say that about everybody whose book I just happened to buy. And thank you for joining me on this Facebook Live. My friends, this will stay on my timeline. We can share, we can promote, check out the comments, because I'm sure my author, Nathalie, will also go in and make sure that we've spelled her links correctly. And I like to say thank you, Nathalie. And my friends, stay active, close your inner circle. See me next time. Bye. Peace out.
Thank you so much,
Nathalie, stay on just for a second, please. Okay, I think I stopped that Facebook. Yeah, this live feed has ended. You can watch it shortly. Okay, cool. That was awesome. Thank you. I said 7 minutes. So we did 24. You were awesome.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
No, wonderful. I appreciate you.
Go
giving me
over
all that extra time. I'm going to put the air.
When are we doing yours? Honestly, we're doing it. Yes, we are. Like, there's so many things. There's
Someday.
so many like the whole section on queuing, on march it. This is one of my pet peeves.
March it
March
out.
it.
March it
March it.
out. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
very,
I don't
I
know.
don't know that it's a time. I will start after today promoting links for my book. No discounts. That was last year. Just my $20, my $19 book. I'm just going to start promoting it a lot more than I have because I didn't after January. But I have to say I'm a little bit down on I'm down on the fitness industry a little bit in general. Well, you get that from my book as well. I mean, Shiva has
Oh
really
my
suffered,
goodness.
and our
Yeah.
industry doesn't wake up and say, how can I bring more money and recognition for Nathalie being at our convention? It's just not the nature of the beast. And I don't know if you're familiar with this expression, Nathalie, of human trafficking or slave trade,
Yeah.
where people send girls from Ukraine out of Ukraine and then they have to marry somebody who will give them a better life, but in exchange for their body exchange. Well, there's slave trade, there's slave labor, and then there's human trafficking. And I really believe that the fitness industry has become, of presenters, human trafficking in some form. I know that's very harsh.
Yeah.
It's just really true.
I am
No,
with you. I am with you because it, I believe that maybe to do that. Just send me the bulk,
I won't edit it. You'll be getting the
the
comments.
raw.
Let me just say, for also because we're recording, I just want to say, Natalie, I want you to know that I would tell the world if I had a reason and a way that I am one of your biggest fans and I support every single book you've written. Now more than ever, the timeliness of Think Yourself Confident is really important for each of us, because the major thing that keeps us from what we want many times is fear.
Yeah,
Okay, just a
100%.
soundbite in case you could use it. That's all.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, I
All
will
right,
use that.